Well, hello, 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 fellow addicts. Welcome back to Addicts Live, and ho, 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 and happy December. It's my favorite time of the year. I'm so excited. 25 days, well, 24 days till Christmas because you don't count today. I'm so excited. I'm Melissa, your resident head addict, and my elves, I mean co-hosts this week, can't be cranky because it's Christmas, so we'll just call him the old guy, Patrick.
I'm down. I'm wearing my Hissmass hat. This is made of cat fur. I'm just going to leave it at that. No.
And our expert on all things up north, Super Safi.
Well, from the home of Santa Claus, hello, hello, and ho, ho, ho.
Santa's Canadian?
Of course.
Apparently.
Why do you think he's jolly? Free healthcare.
No, he's old. He'd have free healthcare anyway. We just discussed this. And creature, I mean Jingle Claus or Jungle Claus. Everyone's favorite fuzzball, the Wookster.
Hi everyone, how's it going?
So look, everybody who's asking for Wookie, he's here.
I'm here.
He's alive.
He does exist.
Just like Santa, he does exist.
And I know when you were sleeping.
It's alive and it's creepy.
As hard as it is to get all of our schedules together to do a show together, which is rare. I mean, it's rare lately that we have all four of us on, but it's even harder for Wookie to write posts. So this is way easier for him to try to fit in. So this is definitely, if you're looking for a Wookie, this is definitely the best avenue to find him.
So we're all just going to sit here and wait patiently as he writes 16 posts. Go ahead, look.
Oh, no, it's bad. I actually ran into people that read the blog and, like, had to have one of those awkward moments, but they were like, you haven't written since August of last year. And I was like, oh, my goodness. And I looked it up, and then I felt bad. But, hi.
They're worse than me. I don't do that to you.
I know.
Wow, I had no idea it was that long.
Yeah, neither did I. Grad school.
It's because you text me, so I still see things you write. So maybe that's why I forgot.
True.
I see the live, so I guess kind of consider that a post.
I mean, everybody on the blog, I have written a lot of things over the last year, but I'm not sure you want to read them. Because history, you write a lot.
I'd much rather see your smiling face. So just saying. Aw, the fuzzball face. All right. So now it's time for your regular reminder. For those of you watching this live, this is meant to be interactive. So share your questions and comments below us here and join in the fun. It's been a few weeks since we've all gotten together. So we have a ton to talk about. It's been like we haven't seen each other since it was Halloween, which really wasn't that long ago if you factor in Halloween in Springfield. But I figured our poll question this week, with all the speculation surrounding the Christmas event, I themed the poll question this week around that speculation. So the poll question is, and take a minute, it's right below us here, is do you think Christmas and TSTO will last 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or 8 weeks? Don't give me your answers now, guys. We'll talk about this later. So take a moment if you're watching to answer that, and we will share our thoughts and results a little later in the show. But first, I want to say happy post-Thanksgiving, guys. Everyone, and I can actually say that to everyone because it's post Thanksgiving in Canada too, because that was
everywhere
2 months ago.
That's right.
Hopefully, everyone had good Thanksgivings.
As I wrote about yesterday, basically it was one long wine tasting experience with a train experience thrown in on the side so I could survive it. So, my daughter, she loves the wine tasting. What can I say?
She loves the booze, I suppose, right? The wine booze
in small, expensive, chunks. So
in the swirling and letting it roll around your taste buds kind of way.
It's not my thing. So I mean, I admit that I can only really drink the sparkling rosés and things like that because I had a very unfortunate experience in my youth with 2 quarts of any Green Springs, which is like Boone's Farm or any of those, that came out in a projectile way and has scarred my mind mentally for wine ever since. So, yeah.
All right, then. And on that note, Hopefully everyone had more pleasant Thanksgivings than that story.
I would just say the grapes of wrath, Pat.
One event in Springfield that did not overstay its welcome was Thanksgiving, the mini event. That just ended this past week. So I think, a few days after Thanksgiving is reasonable for that to end, unless you live in Canada, in which case it was a month late. So let's talk about this Thanksgiving mini event. This year it was themed around Moe. What are our thoughts as far as Moe's family goes, that theme, that thread that kind of wove its way through the game, and the prizes that we got from that? Apparently everyone's speechless. It was so good.
Well, let's start with a pro. One of the advantages I liked about this event was it wasn't around the Simpsons family. It was nice to have it around the supporting character, which is a little bit different than some other events we've had in the past, which have always revolved around Homer and Lisa, because they're the characters everyone initially starts off with. That being said, some of the downsides, I wasn't a big fan of the dialogue.
We lost Pat.
And
sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know where he went. He just disappeared.
I guess he really wasn't a fan of the event. So it wasn't the strongest Thanksgiving by any means. But the one thing I did like about it was that it revolved around someone outside of the Simpson nuclear family.
That's good. I appreciated that too. What did you think?
I mean, that episode was from last season, right? Or no, this was this season. No, it was last season.
Yeah, I think it was the end of last season.
Yeah, it was one of the better episodes of last season. Plus, just getting Moe's family feedback, officially instead of the semi logo with the zoo that came with the casino event. I really enjoy it. You know what I mean? And it's lots of neat new stuff for tapping and grinding versus spending the donuts. And I mean, the mini events, I think we've established it's the best format.
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks is ideal. You kind of breeze through it. You can relax a little bit, and then, it gives you a little bit of prep time for what's next. But
right.
I really liked I like when we get backstory to a central character in the show. Like, Moe has been there from the beginning. I can't think of an episode that Moe's not really in some way or another. So it's really nice to have. I really like that episode because we had the backstory to Moe. Like, I love when we see that kind of stuff. And then to bring it into the game was nice too, because it's always nice to have more, even though they're not like original characters, it's always nice to have family characters.
More
yeah, exactly.
Well, Homer
more
drinks a lot, so you do see Moe a lot.
Exactly.
I think that's just by virtue of Homer. You're gonna see Moe.
But I also think Moe's family makes Moe look a little softer because his family's crazy.
Bring out a different side of him, absolutely.
So,
well, that's a really good episode for Moe, and it's sort of like when you learn the history of the bar rag. Unlike the latest Moe episode where they just played up how sad he is, and I was just not happy about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, he did not get his Russian bride in this mini event, so.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it was nice to see that backstory flying through there. And this might be Pat texting me. Pat said his computer died, and he's rebooting, or he said maybe I should say my computer puked. So
Thanksgiving.
He told that story, and his computer just went kapooey. It's the fun with doing a live show.
Yeah.
All right, so. In the prizes that came with the mini event, there were a lot of we get one building, one marketplace, and then decorations, and then Moe's sister. Don't mind me, Mike. You can hear this microphone is so good. You can hear Riley playing upstairs. So yes. So what did you guys think as far as the prizes were concerned? I mean, I thought they were, aside from Moe's sister, which was the best part of obviously the prize track. I don't know, and Moe's family feedback, that was another good one. But as far as like the patio grill, I was like, what are you going to do? Nothing happens here. Like, this is just another little thing to sit here. And at least the other grill in the game, Lurleen has a task there. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Overall, I was pretty happy with the prize track. It was pretty consistent with most mini events where You'll have a decoration, then you'll have an animation, then a decoration, then a character, and then an animation for that character. So it was pretty standard. I'm kind of used to it, and it was a nice character to have. It complemented the premium characters that were offered as well, so it kind of completes Moe's family. It wasn't anything super exciting, but by no means was I disappointed by the prize drive.
Okay. Joe, staring off into space.
I'm trying to. Oh, I was looking. I'm on that site. I was trying to look at what was free versus what I spent my hard farmed donuts on. But yeah, like getting Moe's family feedback was amazing. The grill, I sort of liked it because I have the little subdivision of houses, and I'm always looking for something unique to like put in someone's backyard. So that just got plopped into one of the backyards and like where my housing area is. And then like getting a sister. And I like the Taste of Springfield is actually like classic Simpsons.
Yes.
So that's like really cool. Like as the main prize, like most people might be like, oh, whatever, it's just another like market. But to me, I'm like, a Taste of Springfield. Heck yeah. So
well, I feel like we've been seeing a lot of those lately because what did we get? 2 or 3 of those with Halloween? Like that type of marketplace design. Like we got the Dracula La Land and the Bazaar. I don't know if we got a third one with I can't remember if we got a third one with Halloween. I know we had one with the first act and one with the last act.
Right.
But so I was kind of like, they're nice, but they're kind of like overtaking more traditional buildings. Now you're right, Taste of Springfield is classic Simpsons, so it's nice to get a classic item, but it is also nice to have more classic buildings, in my opinion, anyway, because they're a little easier to fit in. These areas are really big and they're hard to kind of fit in when everybody's complaining about land as it is.
Right. I mean, it's nice to see something like season 11 like coming in. So there you go. Where did that come from? Guess who's coming to criticize dinner? Season 11, friends.
Yeah.
I think it's like episode 3.
There you go. All right, so we'll talk about the premium items now because obviously Moe's sister, I'm actually going to lump all of them in the same category because Moe's sister obviously was free, but then you had his dad and his brother. They all have a hilarious animated task where they try to beat each other with shoes, including Moe, which is it's really funny. It's done very well. I really appreciate that. But the price tags on them were fairly standard, I think. However, Moe's dad and his brother, one of their tasks is a joint task. So if you don't buy one, you lose that task. You don't have, you have to have both in order to get the full set of tasks, which I'm not a big fan of. But I assume both of you bought them, as did I.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I just wanted them to fight over one of them being worth one more donut.
Well, let me ask you this. So, I mean, they expect I'm assuming EA expects most people to buy both, and most people who are premium players do buy both. But if you only had 100 donuts and could only buy one of the two, which one would you have gotten?
Neither one, because they both cost more than that.
True.
Or, sorry. Yeah.
150.
150 donuts, sorry.
So I would have been torn because I really would have wanted Moe's dad, but I really wanted the Mattress King store. So I think they were really smart. At least for someone like me, they're like, this is the only way you're gonna get it, Wookie.
No, I had the same thought because I was like, well, Moe's dad is the better of the two characters. I think his tasks are better in my opinion, but he came with the warehouse, and I was like, this warehouse looks like the abandoned warehouse we already got with Fat Tony's son. So I was kind of like, yeah, you really want the mattress. They were smart about it. They could have put the dad with the Mattress King store, and instead they mix it up to kind of make you pay. No, you're going to spend 300 donuts to buy both.
Yeah.
Someone is at my door. I will be right back. Hold on one second. Talk amongst yourselves.
We can
and then there were two.
But no, I don't know how you felt, Saf, but I actually thought the Bob's Big Buddha, I was really excited about that.
Yeah,
if I had to make a choice, I probably, if I was donut poor, 100, I would have gotten Bob's Big Buddha and been like, okay, life's good. Yeah.
No, definitely. They had some really good premium offerings this event. And he's back.
I don't see a lot of the things that return because I already have them. But like, bringing back like I think the Cage Tom Turkey was way too expensive, but Homer's work from home station I think was a really good thing to come back.
And they brought back the floats.
Yeah, and the Coda Fox's Krusty is a lot of fun.
I mean, one joke about projectile vomiting, and everything goes sideways.
This is a very interesting show we have today. Pat disappears. My doorbell rings. My doorbell never rings.
Did you get anything good?
No, it was my brother-in-law. His kids are here, so he came to check on them. They didn't leave. He didn't take them, but they're still here. But yes. Anyway, most of this, I'm actually surprised you rang the door because most members of my family just walk right in. Anyway.
Gotcha.
So we were talking about Moe's family. I don't know what you guys alluded to after I left, but
we just talked about some of the returning stuff, and yeah.
So, Pat, since you disappeared, do you have any thoughts about the Thanksgiving mini-event? Not the mystery boxes. We didn't start talking about those yet. Those are next. But as far as the event itself, the prizes, the characters.
The mini-event. So we're talking strictly, it was fine. I mean, the thing is that since I've become a farmer, I don't care anymore. I enjoyed it. It's good. Thanks, Safi. Thanks for making me a farmer.
I just don't care.
Yeah, it was fine. It was good. I like the stuff. It's funny. I love Crazy Cat Lady. Period.
Well, we're not there yet, but let's talk about the mystery boxes because there was a little bit of controversy with those. Mystery boxes came back again for Black Friday, like they do every year. Well, some semblance of them come back every year. They had a lot more this year than they did last year. The controversy fell into where they actually put multiple characters in different boxes. So it was like you had to be smart about what you did. In that you could get like the imaginary bear for 25 donuts, or you could get them for 50 donuts. It just depended on which box you opened up, which caused a little bit of an issue for some people. It bothered me, but that's me, and I had most of the stuff anyway, so it didn't really matter. What do you guys think about and then you had the gold token mystery boxes. Let's not even talk about the donut factory yet, but that you had the same thing. You could get a character for a gold token, or you could pay donuts for the same character. So what do you guys think as far as that strategy EA implemented this year?
Yeah, I think I wrote about it. I mean, it's just EA ramping up the grab more and more. And it's, for me, again, because my whole thing with mystery boxes is there's mostly a reason I didn't get this stuff in the first place. It wasn't something I really wanted. I don't go through. I think these are really more for newer players. It's a way for them to catch up and get stuff they don't have. I think I only got 3 things. I got my free token deal, and I got 2 things. That was it. I was done. Didn't care. So there you go. I'm being cranky, I guess. Must be the cat on my head. Sorry.
Book. I mean, you probably had everything.
Well, so yeah, I spent the $50 only because it's been so long since I put money into the game. I'm like, if I want this thing to keep going, this is how games continue, is being fiscally solvent. But I was sort of pissed off when I realized those tokens were for stuff I already had. I'm like, wait, so if I have everything, I'm gonna get punished because I've been faithful to you. And then to get I got 24 donuts because they let me trade in 2 of the Lord knows how many I had. I was just like, okay. But I mean, I like having Monstro Mart and the Donut Factory. Yeah, and they're not going to get money from me for a while.
I've said this before, and I want to clarify this because I kind of got pilloried a bit by folks when I wrote this. I don't have anything against giving money to EA. I understand it's a company. I get it. But what I really do stand by, this is a test. They keep ramping up the amount of money in every one of these deals. And it's going to be a place where it's going to be $99. It's going to be something at some point where you have to spend it to get X. And they're just testing the waters because it started out as $9 or $10, I guess, $9.99. Now we're up to $50 for essentially the exact same thing. And it's, to me, it's like, look, I get it. I'm happy to give you $10. I might even give you 20, but 50, nah, not so
Haven't
much.
we already had 100 with the Shelbyville stuff, didn't
we had everything. Every single one had something with it. That was probably their initial test to see what people bought.
Yeah.
You know, what they would spend.
Yeah.
I mean, I have everything from that. But for me, I spend enough money in this game. Like, I put money in this game all the time. You guys heard my rant about how pissed off I was as far as the last donut deal they offered, and how it irritated me, because it was like, if you spent donuts, if you spent cash in this game, you did not get the discounted 100 donut or whatever it was. But I still put money in this game. I mean, I have to some sense, for this site, but also for my own enjoyment. I put, you know, $100 every 6 months or so into my own personal game. So when this came up, I was annoyed by it. I was like, this is dumb. I really don't want to spend the money on it, because I didn't need the tokens. There was nothing in the gold mystery box I wanted. I was like, if I wanted these things, I would have paid donuts for them when they came out. Like, I had the donuts.
Correct.
Like, it's not something I had the nerds. I had Sarah. I spend the donuts in the game. So I was like, if there's something I wanted, I would have already gotten it. So whatever's in there is crap I don't want. And same with the other boxes as well. So it was kind of like one of those things where I don't want to do this. But Joe, I was able to turn in all my tokens for donuts. Because I didn't use any gold tokens. So I was able to do all of what I have, like 27 of them. But I was like,
gypped.
Well, that's not right. But I was able to, like, I was looking at it and I was like, well, I have to buy these for the site because somebody has to write about it. And I wasn't going to ask anybody else to spend the money to do it. So I put the money in to buy the shopping cart pile, the Monster Mart, and the Donut Factory. But in my mind, I'm like, this is dumb because I'm paying $50. Granted, you get the donuts. It's not like you're paying $50 for these items. You're paying $50 plus you get the donuts, plus you get the bonus donuts when you turn in your tokens. So in that sense, like, you know, you do get your money's worth as far as donuts are concerned. But I was like, the Donut Factory itself, I heard a lot of people saying, well, it takes X amount of time to get my money, to get my return on investment. I was like, you're never going to get your return on investment back because you paid cash. The Donut Factory doesn't spit out $1 bills. It spits out donuts every 6 hours or every 24 hours. So it's not like, you know, you're never going to get your money back. The money's gone. So basically you spent $50, you got X, Y, and Z, plus you get a thing that spits out donuts every day. The problem with that is you have to go into your game every single day and remember to clear it to really have it worth your while. I mean, for me, I don't go into my, if there's nothing going on, like I'm done. I maybe go into my game in the morning, clear stuff, and then that's it. But if the Donut Factory is not done, I don't clear it. So then I lose a day, you know, so it's not really the same. And that's the point. That's why they do it every 24 hours, because you really, if you don't go into your game religiously on time every day, you get screwed. Not screwed, but you know, you don't get the same return as you think you are. That was my thought.
I mean, I think that I was kind of happy as it turned out. My free gold coin, I got Herb Powell Motors, which I hadn't had. And then I did buy, I rolled the dice on a couple of the character skins. And the very first time I rolled it, I got Camp Krusty, which was, oh, okay. That was a bonus for $20.
That's an expensive one too.
Yeah,
that's like
20. Yeah, so it's 20 donuts for that. So it's like, okay, I'm done. You know, again, I'm one of those guys that like leaves Vegas with money in my pocket for that exact reason. It's like, that was good. That's all I want to do.
Seth, we haven't heard from you on this.
Yeah, for me, I mean, if you go to the About the Addicts page, you'll see that my favorite time of year was Black Friday. Initially, I was a freemium player, didn't have any money invested in the game. I would just save up like whatever iTunes gift cards I would get and buy donuts. But Black Friday was my way to get characters, and now I have every character. I wasn't offered the gold mystery box. And now actually, knock on wood, I have a job too, so I can afford donuts. So I did spend 80 Canadian bucks and got the Donut Factory, and turned in my 27 tokens for donuts.
Wow, 80 Canadian for 50 US?
Well, it was 69.
80 Canucks.
Well, it was 69.99 Canadian plus 13% tax.
Yeah, there you go. The tax kills you.
Wow, there's your health care.
I mean, we paid, it's $99 US, but it's not really $99. I mean, you pay whatever your sales tax is in your state as well in the US. So if you live in Delaware, it's $99.99, but otherwise you pay, more. But
we have no sales tax in Oregon.
You know sales tax in Oregon?
No,
Zero.
It's Delaware, Oregon, and
yeah.
Oh, geez, there's a third one.
I only know
we have a high state tax, though.
I only know the states that don't have income tax because those are the states I want to move to.
Not Oregon.
No, I know which ones have no sales tax. I just can't remember the third one. But my U.S. iTunes account is addressed in Oregon because that way I don't pay any on any apps I buy.
Wow! Don't make me turn you in,
man. The IRS is going to come after you, buddy. Well, not the IRS.
Hilarious. That's funny.
iTunes is going to come after me.
Yeah, right.
That's funny. Yeah. I like that. Yes, he lives in my basement. Yes, he's there now. Yes.
I think we should all use Pat's address for our accounts.
That's funny. Okay.
I'm actually located at one of the domes.
In Oregon, there are no domes in Oregon. That's
whatever, like one of those sports fields.
So
yeah, but so this year's Black Friday for me personally, I didn't have that many options. I did have a lot of the skins. I had 15 skins in the character skins box, and I actually bought all of them for 300 donuts. Yeah. So I have quite a few tasks in my task list right now. But there's a few items like in the where Chirpy and the Cat Bus were, that box, well as the Creatures box. Thank you. I had like 4 things there, and I had another couple in the buildings boxes that I was like, I really am not interested in them, so I didn't end up getting them. So, like you said, if I didn't want it in the past, there's a reason they're in the box. But the characters were things that I wanted, and ever since I started farming, like I've been getting all the characters, and I believe I have all the characters right now.
Yeah, and that's it. You have all the characters. It's like that's the most. There's some buildings that are really nice, but I'm like, if you want them, you already bought them, So I can understand some characters because some character deals are really expensive, and people are like, I'm not spending 300 donuts to get Sarah Wiggum. In that case, that was worth, that was a decent deal. Yeah. But she still was a gold token. But the
like
one thing, go ahead.
But like Pat mentioned, this is like Black Friday is made for people who are new to the game or are purely freemium and saving up. It's like the first 3 Black Fridays, like I was like a kid in a candy shop. They're the best.
In the past, they've added items, at least 1, sometimes 2 items for new players. They didn't do that this year. So
except for the expensive one. I mean, the donut factory is for everybody.
Yeah, but that's the one you have to pay cash for. Yeah, but I meant like in a box.
Hilarious to me is the donut factory. It's like, okay, I'm farming, right? I mean, so I earn like 6 donuts in 10 minutes. I don't have to do this. I'm not giving you $50 to do what I do for free every day now. Thanks, Safi.
Well, I got it for the factory itself, and it's been a long time since I've actually put money into the game. It's a game that gives me plenty of enjoyment, plenty of good times. So to put that a little bit back and keep the game going, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Joe.
The Monstro Mart, I think like the donut factory, you're right, your return on your money. But I was like, I could toss $50 in. But the Monstro Mart, I was like, that's something I actually wanted. Once again, like I said earlier, a classic Simpsons thing, in my Springfield. And it's sort of nice if you spent the $50, you got the previous 2 things rather than having to like when they did this in Shelbyville, you had to spend $9, you had to spend $20, you had to spend $50, you had to spend $100.
Right.
Yes.
Like, this is a $200 thing if you want everything. That's ridiculous.
And then they never gave us Shelbyville. That was the biggest ripoff of all time. It's like, they're gonna put Shelbyville right above, our
Heights.
Springfield Heights. That big giant block's gonna be Shelbyville. Then they didn't do it. Like, okay, cool.
The only thing that truly annoyed me with the mystery boxes was that Svengali was in a mystery box.
Yeah, that was funny.
Because that's a cash item that they got people to pay cash for, and wasn't he like $20?
He was $20. Yep.
So a cash item they got people to actually shell out cash for, and then they throw them in a mystery box. That really annoyed me. But other than that, like I will say, the Donut Factory has a neat design to it. Like at least they put some attention to detail into it. So I like that. It is a nice, unique building. But other than that, I was kind of like, okay, you know, it's like Pat said, if you're looking for free donuts, you're better off farming versus buying this donut factory to get 6 donuts every 24 hours. Because even if you don't farm because you don't have time, you don't have time. Like, you have to time out your going into your game daily to really make the donut factory worth it. So it's like one of those things where it's more of a nice to have than something that's, this is great, I need to do this. I get my, 200 donuts. If I do it every day for X amount of days, it's just not practical.
Well, what convinced me to finally donut farm was actually EA. It wasn't the price of donuts or anything else. It's that every one of these major events became a 4-hour grind. You're in there every 4 hours anyway. Why not earn donuts every 4 hours? And that's really what the cycle is for me. It's just boom, boom, boom. So it's like, thanks, Safi. I'm just going to keep saying thanks, Safi. Until people.
It's all good.
All right.
All the credit for Quickie Mart part.
That's right. No, it's the cat.
He disappeared again.
That's
all right, let's put a pin in Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And let's jump to Christmas because it's Christmas. As you can see behind me, it's Christmas.
Catmas. Hissmass.
So we got a little teaser in our games Wednesday. As I said in 2 posts, don't get too excited because usually the teaser has nothing to do with what's going on. But in this case, it's Christmas. Cat lady's dressed up like Santa. So it's kind of, it all fits in some way or another. Basically, you're getting Christmas, if that makes sense. So what are our thoughts on Hissmass? Did you guys buy Ms. Claus?
Yep.
100 donuts for a skin was a little steep, but it's a Christmas skin. You know me, I always buy all that stuff. So what did you guys think?
Took me no time at all. I pulled the trigger immediately. It's hilarious. If you have Crazy Cat Lady, her best animations are in this as far as I'm concerned. I love the way she dresses the little cats and then throws them, or they shred their little outfit. It's hilarious. I mean, they actually spent some time on these animations. They're like little mini stories. Oh, I hear O'Reilly.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I think it's great. And as I wrote about yesterday in the Friday filler, it's really kind of fun having the airspace with all 3 things going at the same time, because they really do time differently. It's pretty interesting. It's like watching a horse race with cats and reindeer in an airplane.
Well, for me, I thought about the price. I'm like, 100 donuts seems really steep. But then I thought my donut factory can get me 100 donuts in 17 days. So why not? So yeah, with the donut factory. If it wasn't for the donut factory, there's no way I would have got it. But okay.
No, because you don't donut farm anymore, right? You've stopped donut farming, right? Yeah, okay.
With the donut factory, I don't need to anymore.
Wow.
Just spits out those donuts.
Yeah.
Like $100 bills.
Wow.
All I gotta do is hit the donut boat too, and it makes it rain.
Make it rain. Joe, your thoughts?
I had to do it just because of the opening, and like literally now I need like the sleigh for Mr. Burns's Snow Queen, and then I need the Christmas outfit of a sea captain with his penguins, and I need Krusty with his reindeer antlered monkeys. Yes, and like I have enjoyed, like, now Homer is on the task where he's flying through the sky while Crazy Cat Lady flies right below him, and I imagine her throwing cats at him while he's just like, go. Like, it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. I'm just saying.
No, if you time it right, if you watch it happen, she'll like lap. Like I said, it's like about 1.25 or something like that is her speed. She'll lap Homer, and she literally flies right over the top of him. It's hilarious. I mean, it's really funny.
And I don't know. It's just it's a neat little thing, and the dialogue is hilarious.
Yes.
Like, yeah, Cletus.
That's why I posted it.
It's so great.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yes, this was probably one of the better teasers we've gotten in a while. assuming you spent the donuts, because the dialogue was funny and, the tasks are amusing and all that. So, and it's for Moe's arc, we got the Cayman Island banker. So we did get a full character. It was a premium character, but we did get a full character, but nobody knew who the heck that was. Do you know what I mean? Like, at least this is Crazy Cat Lady. She's flinging her cats. So, I appreciated that. And another little teaser we got, if you missed it, back in November, because it's December now, but when Halloween was taken down out of the App Store, EA made a little mistake in the Google App Store, and they, for a very short period of time, put the description up for Christmas instead of the description up that's currently up now, that's for Thanksgiving and beyond. So it went up, it came down, and a reader happened to send us the screenshot of it. I just wasn't able to post it until recently, but the description said, it's snowing in Springfield, which means only two things. Global warming hasn't hit mobile games yet, and a Simpsons Christmas special has arrived. Join the Simpsons family as Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie all share their very own Christmas tales in this 4-part event. That's right, 4 times the fun and 4 times the presents. That's even more than kids of divorce get. Play now and get into the spirit of getting. First of all, the one thing that stands out to me is there's 5 Simpsons and it's 4 parts. So one of them's not getting their story told. But the other thing is that it is 4 parts. I mean, we all know Christmas is coming. But the fact that it's 4 parts, I know some people are a little worried. It may be super long. It may be 2 weeks per part. So you may end up having an 8-week event. They could do a week and a half per part. So you get a 6-week event, or they could just do a week per part and you get a 4-week event, which has been the standard for Christmas for the last 2 years now. So I did ask the poll question about that. That was, do you think Christmas and TSTO will last 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks? The readers, or those watching right now, thought 6 weeks. Almost 53% said 6 weeks. The other, everybody else thought was split between 4 weeks and 8 weeks, split pretty evenly. It's like 23, 24% each. So what do you guys think?
I think because it's starting late, I mean, it's starting after the 1st of December this time, that we may be looking at 4 and no more than 6. Only because they're going to have to, to stay on their calendar, they're going to have to bail out by the 2nd week of January at the latest. So
if it is in fact 4 weeks and it starts Wednesday the 5th, 4 weeks will put it at January 2nd, which is the day after New Year's. So that's a good ending point, in my opinion. Just to put a little context to that, guys, what do you think?
I'm going to go with 8 weeks. I think it's going to go right up till a Valentine's Day mini-event.
It's possible. Yeah. I mean, they have been lazy, but I don't know if they'll go that lazy. I'm looking forward to it because it feels to me like it's going to be one of those things that has a ton of content in each one of the chapters. It could be fun. Go ahead. Look. I
think 6. I'm going to split the difference because I would hope that they're not willing to go further than mid-January. However, like I literally was looking at my Springfield this morning and was like, I can't wait for snow. I cannot wait for my whole town to be that beautiful white winterland. Like, I pine for it all year when it's gone. When it goes back to Technicolor Gilligan's Island green, I'm like, give me snow.
Yeah.
Want me to open my window blinds for you?
Yeah, so honestly, there could be snow in my Springfield for as long as EA wants. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the snow too. I think it's really pretty, and I have a huge permanent Christmas installation with a monorail, the whole bit. It's part of my Springfield Heights, but it's kind of above Springfield Heights proper. So,
I mean, I do think it's going to be 4 weeks. I think he is going to stick to that formula. I think it's a good timeline for them to have 2 weeks. Not 2 weeks. To have it start the 5th, end 4 weeks later. Then when it ends, you have a 2-week mini event. You jump right into the next event like they've been doing. And then the next event includes a Valentine's Day, some kind of Valentine's Day incorporated to it, which is what the norm has been for the last few years. So I do think they'll stick to 4 weeks. I hope they'll stick to 4 weeks. And then I think snow will stick around through the next mini event. So you probably have snow and then, you won't have snow disappear till the end of January. That's my own thought. But what do you guys?
That's what they did last year, didn't they? I mean, isn't that what last year was?
Yeah, the last 2 years, because they had Homer the Heretic right after the wonderful. I can't even remember the pagan Christmas. I can't remember what it was called, but so that, and then snow stuck around for all of Homer the Heretic, which was amusing to see Homer walking around Springfield in his bathrobe and slippers in the snow. Yeah. So what do you guys think will be included with the Christmas event? Do you think we'll see? Because last year we got Santa, a whole host of everybody from the BS gang. So what do you think we'll get this year? Do you think we'll get more skins or more characters, or how do you think it'll play out?
I'm trying to think how each character would tell their story. That's the thing that's interesting, is that it may be that we get a skin for each character as they tell their story, but I hope there's more. I hope there's more actual full characters as well. At least a couple.
Yeah, I too have been spending a lot of time thinking about like which characters are telling stories, and like you said, there's 5 nuclear members and 4 parts. So I've been really thinking about like who's going to be teamed up together. Is it going to be like Marge and Maggie, or is it going to be Bart and Lisa, or Homer with one of the kids? So I've really been interested in that, like who doesn't have their own story.
I think traditionally it's been Marge and Maggie. Marge kind of gets left out of this stuff when it comes to storytelling. I think even in the actual show, it's been pretty unusual for her to have something that's Marge centric. Although the last couple episodes have been pretty Marge centric. So I don't know.
Look.
I just hope between the 2nd and 10th of December that we get to see some Hanukkah. Like maybe Lisa, socially conscious, be like, enough Christmas. What about Krusty's people? And then he shows up as Krusty Santa Claus, because of course he's Krusty. And that would make me really happy. And then the rest is fine. Snow, snow, snow.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It would be great to see some more Hanukkah come into play. Snows. I'm looking forward to snow. And I'm hoping it's characters and not skins, because I mean, I have a feeling we're going to get a bunch of skins for the Simpsons themselves. But I'm hoping it's more character based. We do have a couple of
and Mrs. Claus too would be fun.
Yes. I will say too, we have not gotten any information from EA yet. If we get it, it'll probably be next week. So
good old John.
There's nothing. We're not alluding to anything. We don't know anything. We don't know more than anyone else at this point.
In fact, we rarely know anything after they tell us.
So
thanks, John. Good job.
So we have a couple of comments about it. So Italian Beauty says Christmas decorations are active in Springfield, waiting for snow to drop in our towns with the next update. Preparing myself for game crashes to happen. The snow really sucks the data usage of the game this time of year. And since the description says 4 parts, I'm guessing it'll be 8 weeks long. Amy says the Christmas/winter events are one of my favorite events of the year. The Christmas/winter events we had last year in 2015 were the best ones we've had so far, and I really hope EA gives something good this year, not something like when we had the pagans. Being Jewish, I really hope that they incorporate Hanukkah, which I think would be really nice. And also if they incorporate Kwanzaa, that would be nice as well. I just really hope they don't make us spend the insane amount of money, like $50 or $100 to get premium items. I'm fine with spending $20 or $30, but not $50 or $100. 3 characters I would love to see added are Colin and the boob lady from the Simpsons movie, or Mr. Bergstrom. I don't really know if they would add them with Christmas event, but I hope they add them sometime in 2019. And Fred just says, hi, and he's watching, and happy holidays.
Hey, Fred.
And let's see, we got a couple more things. Gas Boss 775 says, if it's a 4-part event, perhaps it'll be over 40 days, 10 days for each part, so just under 6 weeks, or 7 days for each part, so a total of exactly 4 weeks. And why do you need to know says, I think 1 part kids, 1 part Homer, 1 part Marge, 1 part summary / closeout.
Sure.
Okay.
It's as good a guess as any.
That's what we've got going. yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens. We've got 4 more days and Christmas should hit. Oh, should hit by next Wednesday. Hopefully we know a little more sooner. And as soon as we get any information, we will share it what we can. But yeah, does anyone else have anything they want to add about Christmas 2018 for now?
I will be in New Jersey for part of it. So, you know, I'm really praying for not very much snow, quite frankly.
I'm always praying for no snow in real life.
Yeah, my whole thing of flying in and out this time of year is not good, since it's how they closed down Newark and for about 6 inches a couple weeks ago. But whatever.
Yeah, my flight got canceled.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I want to see your reaction to that. I know.
Yeah. 14 hours in a car with 2 kids. That was fun. Actually, they did really well. They did about as well as you can expect a 3-year-old and a 2-month-old at that time to do. So,
yeah.
All right. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to add in general? Our next show is going to be the 15th. That'll be the last show in 2018. The last live show in 2018. And we'll talk about the Christmas event and some other Christmas things. That'll be our Christmas spectacular.
What's the date again?
The 15th. I already checked the date with you. You said it was okay.
I lied. All right, I'm good. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So does anyone else have anything they'd like to add?
Nope.
Yeah, to everybody whose Hanukkah Saturday starts tomorrow, happy Hanukkah, and hopefully it's a hippo holidays for all of us.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it's, for me, the game has settled into a really nice pace. I don't get upset anymore, which is kind of weird. I don't really get crazy or upset, which is, you know, for a while there, they were doing stuff that made me nuts, and now it's kind of like, you know. So, you know, we're cruising along. I think that Crazy Cat Lady was probably one of those things that they put some real effort into, and I appreciated it. The dialogue was hilarious. The animation was extensive. It was worth the effort. So it was fun. I hope the rest of the Christmas offerings are that good, that creative.
There you go. So, all right, guys. So we will see everyone in 2 weeks. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy your Sunday. And enjoy Christmas when it hits on the 5th.
I will be putting up Christmas decorations today.
Mine are already up. All right, guys. We'll see everyone in a couple of weeks. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sign